Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today the topic we will be discussing is energy, power and work. So this is one of the topic of O levels physics and the code for O levels physics is 5054. So let's get started. What is energy? Energy symbol is E and energy is a scalar quantity. Its SI unit is joules. Energy is the capacity to do work or the ability to do work. So this is the definition of energy. And then there are different forms of energy, one of which is kinetic energy. What is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is possessed by a mass due to its motion. The symbol of kinetic energy is EK, and the K represents kinetic energy, and E is energy. Kinetic energy is a scalar quantity, and its SI unit is also joules. This is the definition of kinetic energy. Energy possessed by a mass due to its motion, and this is the formula of calculating kinetic energy. 1 upon 2 mv square. This mv square is m is mass and v is velocity, and velocity have square on it, and this is the formula of kinetic energy. Then we have potential energy. Potential energy is also a scalar quantity and its symbol is EP and its SI unit is also joules. Energy stored in a body due to work done on it is known as potential energy. This is the definition of potential energy, and you have to memorize it. Then third form of energy is we have in our syllabus is gravitational potential energy. The formula of gravitational potential energy is mgh, where m is mass, h is height, and g is gravitational force. And this is the symbol of gravitational potential energy. SY. The definition of gravitational potential energy is energy possessed by a mass due to its position in the gravitational field is known as gravitational potential energy. One more thing in gravitational potential energy is that gravitational potential energy is directly proportional to height, and height is given in its formula, and its formula is the formula of gravitational potential energy is mgh. So the more the gravitational potential energy is, the more the height. Now we have next thing in this chapter is conversion of energy. What is conversion of energy? Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It always changes its form. So this is the statement, and you have to memorize the statement for the conversion of energy. In P2, usually it is asked to write this statement, and sometimes in MCQ question, it can be given in MCQ that what is the conversion of energy. So according to this, the total energy ET equals to EK means kinetic energy plus EP, which is potential energy. For a body at a point, the sum of kinetic and potential energy is called total energy of the body. You should know this statement. And this is the equation. Okay. No. This is the total energy, kinetic energy plus potential energy. Well, and while the equation for this statement is this kinetic energy equals to potential energy, and the resistive forces are ignored. Then here is an example. This is a box A, and the box is going down with velocity v, and here is at the point B now. The block of mass m slides down from A to B. From point A, it slides down to point B and it has mass m. If the friction is present, then some of the gravitational potential energy is converted into heat energy and the rest of the kinetic energy. And the rest is kinetic energy. If the friction is present, so some energy is converted into gravitational potential energy while the rest of the energy is kinetic energy. So here we got this equation that gravitational potential energy equals to kinetic energy plus work against. The work against is friction, the kinetic energy is the gain of energy, and the gravitational potential energy is the loss of energy. So this is another equation or formula you have to remember for the questions. And these type of questions usually appear in P1 and P2. So here is a question that gravitational potential energy is 5,000 of this block and the kinetic energy of this block is 4,000 joules. Now work against. Work against friction or work against is the friction and you have to calculate it. The formula is gravitational potential energy equals to kinetic energy plus work against. So work against we have to calculate. So gravitational potential energy means 5,000 joules minus 4,000 joules equals to work against. So the work against equals to 10,000 joules. Means the friction is 10,000 joules. Then the third thing in this chapter is work. Okay. One more thing I want you to know is that whenever the word gains come, so the work against is the form you have to use the formula of work against. If the question is saying that there is a gain of energy, so you have to use the formula of work against, and this is the formula of work against. Then what is work? The symbol of work is W. The SI unit is joules again, and work is also in scalar quantity. The formula of work is work equals to force into distance covered in the direction of force. You have to remember this thing that distance covered in the direction of force is being used in this formula. So here is one more thing that work equals to change in energy, and the change in energy means delta E. This triangle is the sign of delta, and so work is the product of force into the direction of the force is known as work. And the formula for change in energy equals to energy final energy, and minus initial energy. So you got change in energy. For this, you can use this formula 1 upon 2 mv. In this v is final energy minus 1 upon 2 mu. This u is initial energy. Then here is an example question which is of, I think, summer 2023 P11, and this is of paper 1 MCQ paper. The question says is like this. There is a diagram, and the question says that you have to find the work. So this is an object that is moving up with L, and this is the height, which is h. So in this question, you have to use the formula weight equals to mass into gravitational field into height. So this, you know that Wm equals to G is the formula of weight. So instead you can, if the weight is given, so instead of mass and gravitational field, you can do this weight into height equals to work. This W is work. Then, so this was another formula of work, formula number 2. Then here comes one other thing, which is, now I'm going to tell you two formulas of work. First is work equals to delta energy, and then work equals to mg delta height, change in height, which is. So you have to use these two formulas when the mass and the height are given and need to find the work done. You need to find work done, and mass and height are given. I do not remember exactly that question, but when I will make the video of early, so I will discuss this question. Mass and height are given. So these were formula number 1, formula number 2, and you have to use these two formulas when you have to find the work done and the mass and the height are given. Then power. The symbol of power is P. The SI unit is watts. W is, you can say that in short form. Scalar quantity. Power is also scalar quantity. There are two formulas of power. Number 1, P equals to W means work divided by time, and delta energy divided by time. Okay. Power is work done per unit time or transformation of energy per unit time. Here is another formula for power. This is formula number 3. P equals to force into V. So you don't need to know how this formula, from where this formula is derived, but you need to remember this formula because questions, uh, this is not, the questions can come from, the questions can come like this, that you have to solve using this formula. Then the P equals to W into T. The work is, this is the formula number 1, which I told you above. Now, in the question, mass and gravitational field or directly weight and height would be given, and they are asking you to find the power and the time is given. So you can easily, instead of mass and gravitational field, you can put weight into height divided by time to find out power. So you have to remember this formula too. But if you know the formula of work done, so you can easily change the formula and put the values in this. The last thing of this chapter, last topic of this chapter is efficiency. What is efficiency? Efficiency defines how efficient a device is. 100% efficiency is only possible for electrical heater. You can take this example like, for each 100 joules provided, only 40 joules are transformed into useful energy. So you have to remember that if 100 joules are provided, so only 40 joules are transformed into useful energy. Means in 100% energy, only 40% energy is transformed into its useful form. Then there is a formula for finding efficiency. Let me write this formula. And the formula is efficiency equals to energy useful divided by energy input multiplied by 100. So this is the formula to find out efficiency. Then we have what is kWh. kWh is the unit of energy, and the electrical energy is measured in kWh. Whenever you use the kWh in formula, so you have, the K is kilo and you have to remove the kilo by multiplying it by 1000. So this was all about work, power, and energy chapter. I hope you understood it.